getting yelled at. They're yelling at me. Actually, that makes you both.
All right then, folks. Welcome back. We've got the men's jump competition underway. Jonathan Lutz is on the water. Okay, so from this list of 15, 8 will advance through to the next round of the competition. Now, the first few competitors on this list, the first 5, will all jump at the 1.65 meter ramp height, and then we'll go to the 1.8 meter ramp height, 5.5 and 6 foot respectively. And there is huge significance with that, and I will tell you about that in just a few moments. It's in respect to the very last 1.65 meter competitor on that list. Here we go. This is Jonathan Lutz. Coming in. Oh, look at that. Unloads with jump number 1. And he loves the heck out of that jump. Came in with speed, came off the ramp with significant lift. And that jump, I think, I'm going to stick my neck out and say that's got to be over 190 feet. Well, close but no cigar. We're getting the distance coming through and getting indications as to how long that jump is going to be. Distance coming through in just a short while as Jonathan Lutz clears out the waterfowl, 187 feet. It is 56.9 meters for those of you. 56.9 meters or 187 feet is the opening jump, the opening salvo for Jonathan Lutz. Here he comes, jump number 2, and passing that one up. Tell you what, that monsoon engine, that 6.2 liter engine that's inside that Malibu Response TXI, certainly providing our competitors with all the power they could possibly want. And don't forget, folks, for those of you that are watching, jumping for the first time, if you're wondering how the revs on that towboat accelerate so high off the turn, well, there is something called a jump switch in there, which is tied into the zero-off speed control system. And once that switch is actuated, it activates an algorithm within the jumping program, which immediately piles on all the revs that the jumper can take, and and at the same time making sure that it doesn't overspeed and accelerates the jumper into the jump, and also continues that acceleration curve beyond the ramp, so that it averages out at 57 kilometers an hour or 35.6 miles an hour. So just to let you know the format, we've had all of our women jumpers. They're through to the next round of the competition no matter what. Jonathan Lutz looking to become one of those top 8 men to advance through to the next round of the competition. He's going to have to do it off the 1.65 meter ramp height or 5'6". We'll see what he's got with jump number 3. Here he comes, jump number 3. Passed up on jump number 2. He got 187 on jump number 1. Let's see what he's got. Set. Drives in. There you go. Getting pulled over his right ski off the top of the jump. I'm not too sure whether that's going to be in the mid 180s. That first jump certainly looked like it was going to be in the 190s. But it came up short as being 187, and the jumpers are certainly given a good deal of assistance with the headwind. Jumpers love a headwind, folks. Keeps them up like a kite, don't you know? So there we go, 59.9 meters, 59.9 meters, just 10 centimeters short of going over 60 meters. That is Jonathan Lutz with a jump of 196 feet. All right, now, next competitor to take to the water. He comes to us out of Austria. This is Luca Rockenvalde, coming to us from a skiing family from Austria that's competed in many tournaments, officiated quite a few more, and is currently a skier for the University of Louisiana at Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns. So, sitting next to me, the famous, the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Tommy Newman. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. Just been a phenomenal day of skiing here.
Oh yeah,
it's
had its fair share of thrills and spills. I mean, we just saw Regina Jaquez take a big old spill.
Yeah, you got first hand of that down here.
Oh yeah, right up close and personal. All right, then here we go with Luca Rockenvald. Jump number 1.
Been a lot of good skiers come out of Austria.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The likes of Franz Oberleitner, Daniel Dobringer, even Garrett Llewellyn's wife, Britta Grieb.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So a lot of great jumping. Let's not forget Claudio Kostenberger as well, who jumped for several years for ULM Monroe Warhawks. So we're going to get the jump distance in any moment now. But
the conditions are perfect for jumping out here,
yeah,
Tony. It's just a beautiful headwind, and these skiers are really taking advantage of that.
Yeah, windy in the right direction. That's what the jumpers love.
And you could see Luca really loading that right ski into the jump and getting some great pull down the lake right there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a great looking jump, sending it down the lake. We're going to get the jump distance coming through in any moment now on your screen, but for those of you watching, there's the distance coming up. It's actually equivalent to 195 feet, 195, which is 59.3 meters. 59.3 meters. Actually, just 60 centimeters short of the best jump distance of Jonathan Lutz. So 195 feet, 1 foot distance between them, but about 60 centimeters. That's about 1 2/3 of a ruler. Here we go. All right, Tommy, take it away.
Let's see what kind of adjustments he makes. It's hard to tell from here, but it looks like he brought it down quite a bit. Luca Rockenvald slipping on the ramp a little bit, I believe.
Oh, that was a little ugly coming off the top, and he certainly got the speed, but I mean, a lot of contemporary jump training, it tends to lean towards being able to actually get the speed naturally off the turn without pushing too hard on the skis, because if you move too much on your jump skis off the turn, then it's going to really affect your stability coming off the second wakes as you transition onto the ramp.
Yes, indeed. The newer style really uses the zero off of the cruise control from the boat to really pull the skier just loaded on the right ski, and looked like he was
just sat on the ramp.
Just jumped on it out of the turn just a little bit, and it caused him to do just what you said, Tony. He was unstable through the pull to the ramp.
Yeah, indeed. A lot of training these days, and I saw it a little bit this past week where I was at Bennett's and saw Jay training up Martine Coleman and Emil Ritter. I mean, what he basically emphasizes is being stable off that turn and not moving too much towards the back of the jump skis as they turn, because if you put too much weight on the back, even though you might think to yourself you're stable, you're not going to get much pull off the top of the jump if you try and resist off the back coming off the second wake.
Yeah, a lot of the training now is stay tall and on your toes in the turn, trying to be in the middle of the ski and get your direction, get moving toward the jump before the boat gets you, and then you can really be stable, like you say, and get that right ski loaded into the bottom of the ramp.
And use that left arm and use that sling to try and help you up as well, because the arm sling, which was invented way back in the day from one of the Kempton brothers.
Yeah,
to
Alan Kempton.
To hold his shoulder in, has had a beneficial effect for jumpers in being able to transfer the pull of the boat from the shoulders to the waist.
Yep. Yeah, the jump sling, it was an accidental invention that changed the sport dramatically. Here we go, Luca Rockenvalde, jump number 3. Let's see what he puts together here.
Better. He's more over his skis that time.
Very nice jump. He was early off the top left side of the jump, but
and he knows it too. He just shrugged his shoulders there. He knew that jump could have been over 60 meters, maybe into the 200-foot range, had he have just timed it just a smidge later. Now looking at this instant replay, we'll get the distance momentarily.
So, yeah, he made a really good turn, loading the right ski good. He was just early. As the camera shows, he came off that very top left corner, but still some good float.
Yeah,
he just
the
needed
F-form's
a
great.
bit more speed at the bottom, Tony, to make that one a 200-foot-plus jump.
And actually, that jump distance, 194. The distance came through as 194. Significantly, though, in metric distance, it was 59.2 meters. That's 10 centimeters shorter of his first jump.
And that leaves Jonathan Lutz still in the lead with a 196 out of Jacksonville, Illinois. And there you can see he was just a little early. The right ski, left ski just coming right off the top left corner of the jump.
Just look at that. Oh, my word. That's a perspective you do not get to see any day.
That is not. That's an excellent camera angle.
And if you're standing next to a ramp naturally, that's inviting danger right there. Yeah, and you could see the flight off the top, how much to the left-hand side of the framing it was. What's that? What do you need? All right, so here we go. This is Garrett Reese.
Garrett training out of Rio Linda, California. He's a freshman at the University of Alabama this year.
All right.
So he's moved down to Lyman Land, USA.
Yeah, that team's getting stacked.
They sure are.
Oh, and
a little early on that one, not quite getting the speed off the top of the ramp that he needed.
No, just not getting it together. It looks like he was laboring to get onto the jump. I mean, it didn't look like he was light enough on the jump skis. Just didn't look like he had enough speed off the turn to really affect any significant distance, and just coming off the jump, he just took a shoulder charge, and it's a 159. That's not going to do it.
That's not going to make him happy. Garrett's a good jumper. He can go in that 190 plus range. I think he has been 200 before. These guys are doing this off a 5.5 foot ramp, which is pretty impressive as well.
Yes, indeed. And we've got 2 more competitors to go at the 5.5 foot ramp, and that is going to be Blaze Grubbs and Daniello Philchenko. And then we'll raise the ramp up to 1.8 meters high, or 6 feet. And I tell you, we've got distances coming through. It's a 159 for Garrett Reese.
So Garrett's going to make some corrections here. I think he'll try to be a little taller in his turn and maybe a little slower out of the turn, get his direction going, and generate that speed from the wake to the ramp.
And significantly, though, he's taken the 3/4 cut. Everybody else that we've seen, or at least most of the competitors that we've seen at this point, have gone with the full double. So maybe at the point where he's turning, he's sinking in and just couldn't really get up to speed so much.
Still a little bit early at the ramp, not really getting the speed into it, like you say, Tony.
Yeah, and I think it basically all starts with the pull out to the right-hand side. I mean,
it may not be quite as wide.
No, not at all.
The other skiers. And
I mean, and just feeling the power of the boat off that second wake and just trying to collect himself, and it's just not all coming together.
The boat beat him a little bit coming into the wake.
Yeah, indeed.
We'll see what Garrett puts together on jump 3. I know he's going to let it go and hang out a little bit. Jump 3 at the Malibu Open. I don't know that Garrett has jumped here before. That's a 160, 160 feet.
Okay, it's a little further, by 1 foot. And the metric distance is 48.8, which is 30 centimeters further, which would go alongside the fact that he is a foot further, because if you take a wooden ruler, 30 centimeters, 12 inches.
There we go. Exactly. So here we go. Jump number 3, Garrett Reese from Rio Linda, California.
All right, here we go.
Freshman down at the University of Alabama, Tuscaloosa. Let's see what he puts together here behind the Malibu Response TXI here at the 2020 Malibu Open. What a beautiful day it's been.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Whoa, and made contact with the bottom right-hand corner. We're definitely going to have to take an instant replay of that and see if his fin is intact, but he's run out of jump, so he won't have to go to the dock and get the 3-minute treatment.
That's right. He won't have to go to the pit stop.
No.
He was pretty late then. I knew he would try to, he had to do something to try to generate more speed. Let's see what he does here.
Right, let's have a look and see, frame by frame off the second wake into the jump. I mean, the sound coming off the ramp sounded like he hit
kind of
hit
sitting
it with the
back
fin.
out of his turn.
Yeah, and getting...
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I don't believe he broke a fin there, but he was late.
No, he managed to get on. And look at this. That handle was basically between his knees at that point. Coming up. Look at that.
That's a very interesting perspective. I've never gotten to watch a jump from that angle.
Oh, and he said,
I think he was feeling like he was glad to be on top of his skis right there.
Glad to have come down in one piece. 148 feet, but it could have been a heck of a lot worse. And that's 45.1 for you metric fans out there. All right, then. Blaze Grubbs. I love that name.
Another one of those skiers out of Bella Aqua out there, Rio Linda, California. They produce a lot of skiers. Beautiful 3-lake complex out in the Sacramento area.
Yeah, but one of those lakes is owned by the Grubbs.
Yeah, lake number 3 is his home site.
But I don't know what it's like to train out there right now with all the wildfires and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of businesses and entities that they're being locked down with COVID and all that kind of stuff. So it must be it's pretty hard for anyone to train outside of California across the United States. But with everything else lumbered on top of that in California, must be incredibly difficult.
Our thoughts and prayers going out to the fire victims out there in Southern California. It's tough.
Oh, yeah, and Blaze Grubbs turning around the 500. He must be reckoning that head breeze is strong enough to where he has to go later. Oh, and he passes up on jump number one. That wasn't totally unexpected.
He was the red, green, and yellow over there, the late cut marks over there. He was past the green into the danger zone, if you will.
Yeah, indeed. And I mean, just a reminder that that this site at Trophy Lakes was originally designed to be a slalom site. Therefore, it wasn't constructed to be wide enough to accommodate a jump course if it was a set going down the middle of the lake. So, in order for a jump event to take place on this lake, it has to be angled away, it has to be kind of staggered a little bit, which does make it safe enough to jump, but it does several things, including putting the skier guidance buoys very, very close to shore, and actually so close to shore that Regina Jaquist collected those reeds over there, and our skiers are being pulled by the Malibu TXI with the 6.2 liter monsoon engine, producing 400 foot-pounds of torque. Yes, indeed, from an engine producing 430 horsepower. I mean, we are talking home improvement.
That's a very strong boat out there. I know personally because that happens to be my boat.
All right, nice. Okay.
And it's
thank you.
It's a former University of Alabama boat last year, and then
it's red.
I got it from them, and man, it is a really nice Malibu boat.
And I tell you what, the collegiate boats, especially among the top competitors, UL Lafayette, UL Monroe, Alabama, and maybe one or two, they have to be powerful because they go at 49 kilometers an hour, 30 miles an hour, and I mean, those skiers are putting a hurting on that boat as they try to power up in collegiate jumping at 5-foot ramp.
Let's see what Blaze does here. See if he backs it up any, Tony. Surely he'll back up a little bit.
He did. He backed it up about 5 feet. Here he comes. Blaze Grubbs, jump number 2.
Oh, boy.
Better.
Very nice jump. He was still pretty late at the bottom.
Yeah. Better by the virtue he actually made it onto the jump. This time around,
a score.
That's always nice.
Score.
Yeah, that's always nice. But he did turn. He turned before the 500-foot cut buoy, rather than after it. So his timing was better.
For you all that have just tuned in here at the Malibu Open, the wind is blowing out of the east toward the west, and that is a perfect headwind for these jumpers.
Mm-hmm.
It is absolutely phenomenal conditions.
166. Let's have a look at the lipstick camera. Boom. Up and over.
He, too, was flirting with that bottom right corner a little bit, Tony.
A little bit of Merle Haggard action. Flirting with disaster.
Exactly.
Or was that Molly Hatchet?
I believe that was Molly Hatchet, yeah.
There you go. All right, so there we go. That is Blaze Grubbs, 166. We'll get the metric in a moment.
So with 1 to go, Blaze, he backed it up a little bit. Now he's got to clean up his turn just a little bit and not jump on it quite so much out of the turn. Let the boat get in the course a little more, and try to let the boat pull him down the lake instead of trying to do it all with muscle.
Well, first of all, he's got to let the boat clear the reeds so he can pull out to the left. That would be nice.
So here we go, Blaze Grubbs, jump number 3.
All right, so 166 is jump number 2. What can he produce on jump number 3? His best metric distance is 50.7 meters, and here he comes.
That's a nice jump.
Better. Got better pull off the top of the jump. He came in with a whole bunch of heat as well.
I'm not used to having the luxury of all these instant replays, Tony. This is very nice for for those of you at home, this is a treat, I know. Give a shout out to you guys out there in Webland. It's been a great day of skiing here at the 2020 Malibu Open qualifying day. We had some phenomenal slalom skiing.
Most certainly. And, the cut point to get into the men's slalom next round was anything more than 1 at 41 off.
Yeah, Blaze got all he could get out of that jump. Nice cut, nice lift off the top, technically pretty sound. I think he was happy.
Yeah, he should be happy. The jump distance coming through as being a 174.
Yeah, nice jump for Blaze.
Equivalent to 53.1 meters. That is 53.1 meters, 174 feet. Now, here's an interesting jumper, and as we have a look at the top jumps with Lutz, we're 197, Rockenvalde 195, Grubbs we're 174, Reese 160. On the water is Daniello Philchenko. Now, last year he actually jumped big enough to actually qualify for the U.S. Masters.
Right.
However, he jumped that distance of a 5.5-foot ramp, and the Masters rules dictate that you can't jump on any jump lower in the men's competition, anything lower than the 6-foot ramp height.
I didn't realize
that. And Daniello tried to see if they could accommodate him with 1.65 meters, and they said, "Niet." No.
How about that? So it's 6 foot only at the Masters in Callaway Gardens?
Indeed. But let's see if Daniello Philchenko can unleash 1 or 2 or maybe 3.
Now, Daniello's well capable of going into the 200-plus range off the 5.5.
Now, I don't know how much practice he's had because he spent a lot of time in the Beltway within the last few months.
Okay, yeah.
Probably the least favorable place I want to be in but
I
right
would think
now.
So.
But there you go.
Daniello's going to do a 3/4 cut, opt out of the double weight cut. Daniello Philchenko, jump number 1.
There you go.
Beautiful
There
opening
you
jump.
go.
Technically nice off the top of the ramp.
So Daniello Philchenko, I met this competitor for the very first time at the Junior Worlds in 2010. The very first tournament at TWBC, and he lit up the world stage in the boys tricking competition, and he has certainly grown in stature and competency in all 3 events.
Ooh.
So
A beautiful opening jump. We'll get the distance in a minute.
So jump coming through, 198, 198 feet.
So a new leader bumping Jonathan Lutz into second place. Beautiful opening jump for Daniello Philchenko. I watched him last year at the Collegiate Nationals. And, man, those guys were going after it on a 5-foot ramp at 32 miles an hour.
Yes, indeed. A former skier for the University of Louisiana at Monroe Warhawks, and certainly doing a fine job there for that team. For those of you wondering about the metric distance on jump number 1, it is 60.4, 60.4. It's 198 feet. So let's have a look and see. Now, this guy, it was close enough to be able to jump in the Masters, so he's got to be capable of unleashing a more impressive jump, right?
So he's opting to do the double cut this time. Try to get just a little wider, a little more run time with the boat, maybe.
So here he comes, jump number 2. Oh, passing that up.
He was pretty late on that when he got down into that green area before he made his turn.
Not totally unexpected, though, using the first jumpers basically to get reacclimated to the jump event in this kind of arena. Looking to see how much closer he can take it, so to speak, and we'll see what he can do on jump number 3. Daniello Philchenko.
Yeah, he's really gliding with the boat good there, but he did go down the lake past the green. That's probably a pretty late cut for anyone.
It's indeed, and keeping his composure off the turn in towards the jump, and I mean, that was just plain mistiming because he didn't account for the boat reacting upon him off that turn and like sliding him another 5 to 10 feet further down course as the boat just whacked on the power. Didn't take that into account, so he passed up on jump number 2. Now let's see if he can back it up a little bit and see if he can get off the ramp. That's the way I
feel when I'm jumping. The boat just whacks on the power, and I can't handle it.
There you go. But there you go. We'll see. He comes to us from Ukraine, a proud member of the Sentosa water ski club that has hosted quite a few championships, including the World Under-21 Water Ski Championships a few seasons back. Was actually due to host the World University Championships, the FISU World Championships, but unfortunately due to the pandemic, that got cancelled as well.
So let's see if Daniello backs it up a bit and puts one on the board. He's got a 198. He's in the lead, but he knows it'll take more than that.
Here comes Daniello Philchenko, connects with the handle, drives on through. Boom! Shakalak. There we go.
That's a very nice float off the top of the ramp. I
Yes.
don't know if it's any longer than 198. It's in the same range, though. Possibly a little more speed generated on that jump.
I think so. Certainly more speed, and we'll definitely get an idea of where he is in terms of positioning off the turn into the ramp. That fisheye camera certainly helps in that respect. We'll get the distance. .61.4, the distance, I believe, is coming through. Going to double check that and see if Daniello Philchenko has further extended his lead. That score coming up as 201 feet, 201, 61.4. Now, that ramp is now going to be raised from 1.65 meters high, which is 5'6", to 1.8 meters high, which is
6 foot.
6 foot, indeed. And our next competitor, first competitor out in the jumping competition at that particular ramp height, is going to be Adam Saddlemeyer. And we'll return with the remainder of the men's jump event right after this.
How many are they taking out of this? 6? 8. 8, okay.
All right, back with the remainder of our jump event and taking a quick look at our homologator or technical controllers. They say over in these parts. That was Jerry Jackson. He is jacking up the ramp from 1.65 meters high to 1.8 meters, and if we could take a quick look at the scoreboard for the jumpers at 1.65 meters high so far. Daniello Philchenko is your lead jumper with 2.01. Jonathan Lutz with a 197. Luca Rockenvalde with 195. Blaze Grubbs with 190 with that distance, and those were the remainder of your jumps. All right, your winners in previous years. There they are, and injury was the main determining factor that prevented Freddy Krueger from making it a triple in last year in the Malibu Open. Igor Morozov came through with the win last season. Top 8 men advanced through from this elimination round of jumps, and we'll see what the Czech Air Force can throw at us. We've got Adam Saddlemeyer coming up next.
So you'll be able to tell right away, Tony, after going off the 6 foot ramp, the trajectory. They'll be going up even more.
Yeah, and the trajectory is certainly the main benefit of jumping off 6 foot. It just makes the ramp a heck of a lot harder to really hold your form against. You know, it's I would say a long, long time ago, and I mean, we're talking like prior to 1996, when jump skis were short. No, like 74 inches were about the only things you could probably get
That
from
was the longest you could find.
from KD or from Connolly or from all of those entities that were producing jump skis at that time. And because they were so short, coming off the second wake into the jump, that ramp started to hit you closer to your bindings and deflected you up like nothing you would believe. It would just absolutely just throw you into almost a backflip if you weren't prepared to take that kind of force. Now, with the longer jump skis, which came into prevalence after 1996, 1997, it took a while for competitors to get used to them, like the Goodman's jump skis and what have you. They're longer in the tip, which means it gives a little bit more of a deflect. It kind of softens that deflection. It doesn't totally eliminate it. You still have to be good. You still have to be on your toes a little bit, quite literally on your toes to take that, because
the long skis absorb more energy at the ramp and absorb more on the landing.
Exactly.
It's still a heck of a lot of impact.
Indeed, and everyone endeavors to be safe, but you're jumping, so sometimes some things have to take a pass, so to speak. All right, then, there we go. Malibu TXI 6.2 liter monsoon, 400 foot-power of torque.
430 horsepower.
Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, you grunt. There we go. 6 feet high, ramp height, 1.8 meters high. Adam Saddlemeyer.
So right now the lead 201 off of 5.5. Now we're at 6 foot. Adam Settlemeyer. Let's see what he puts together here on jump one.
Here we go. He's waiting late on this one. Driving it on home.
It was a little early.
Nice! Liking that jump.
He got a hold of one, but he was early. When we see the what cam angle did you call that? The
lipstick camera.
The lipstick camera. We'll get that angle in here. I'm not used to seeing that.
But there we go. We're taking a quick rearward look at Adam Saddlemeyer on his first jump.
He didn't hold back any. He brought it down the lake on jump number one.
Yes, two-time world overall champion. Certainly a triple threat. Can jump over 200 feet, trick over 10,000 points, slalom into 41 off.
As you can see right there, he was coming off that top left corner.
Yes, indeed. Got pretty close to that camera lens.
The lipstick camera. I like it.
There we go.
Give a shout out to Mr. Ham Wallace. He checked in with us. You guys out there in Webland, the conditions are perfect here. Wind out of the east, blowing right straight down the lake. It is a pleasant day here in Trophy Lakes, beautiful Johns Island, South Carolina.
Yes, indeed. And that opening jump there, 50. So 195 feet. 195 feet, which is 59.5 meters.
So that's the longest opening jump we've had of the tournament so far.
Just take a look at that.
Yeah. He was right on the early edge.
Yeah, and a little bit of slippage towards the back there as well, not fully utilizing the boat's pull through the left arm. Here we go. Adam Saddlemeyer. Coming in on jump number 2. Handle up a little high off the turn. Let's see if he can recover off that. Oh, yes. Beauty of a jump.
Another
flying
nice jump.
That is, I would say that's very, very close to 200, if not more.
Yeah, you could see the wind at work there, Tony. When he got up, he got in it and got that second lift that us jumpers all dream of. He didn't really bring it down any, but he did. He was a little more patient out of his turn and didn't quite get on the pool as much. See where he contacted the ramp. Loading that right ski,
holding that ski up.
Still a bit early.
Indeed.
Right there's that second lift. Really catching that air.
Just going for the wider stance off the ramp. We're going to get the distance coming through any moment now. 204. So
shaking up the leaderboard again, Adam Saddlemeyer. 204 feet with one to go.
Yeah, indeed, 204 feet. But he knows that with the competitors that are to come, that 204 feet probably is not going to do it.
the top 8, it's probably going to take a little more than that to make the cut.
Yes, indeed. He is in the lead. He's ahead of Philchenko. But will he stay in that top 8 possibly by the time the men's jump event will conclude for today? Coming in. Barreling in on that jump. That one, about the same.
Yeah, I don't know that that's going to be significantly longer. Had a lot of speed, but didn't quite get it off the top. I'm anxious to see the camera angle here. I think he was probably back on his heels a bit.
I think so as well, and I think as he turned towards the jump, the hand, just take a look at the handle as he comes into the turn, or rather comes off this turn. Where does the handle come up? Right there.
Yep.
A little bit of slack in the rope. He had to manage that coming off the top of the jump. There we go. And it gets good airform, but to get the distance on top of that airform, you've got to have done the vast majority of your work coming in before the jump. We're going to get the distance for Adam Saddlemeyer very, very soon. For those of you tuning in, welcome to the Malibu Open 2020. Glad to have the pleasure of your company. 204 on the second jump is going to be the best jump distance for Adam Saddlemeyer because it's 199 feet on his third and last.
So some good skiing already in this open men's qualifying round as we work down. Are we halfway down, Tony?
We're about halfway down. We're about 9 skiers remaining. 8 go through, so a little early to determine who makes it through to the next round of competition.
So right now the mark to beat is 2:04. Martine Coleman. Martin from the Czech Republic as well.
Yeah, he's from the Czech Republic.
He's living in Ogden, Utah, working for Good Ski Company, I believe.
Yes, indeed. Doing very, very well by them.
So you think Martin will start making good jumpers out there?
Who knows? But I tell you what, it's definitely a different process manufacturing jump skis than it is slalom skis.
Yeah.
I mean those things have to be built a certain way. And here he comes. Yeah, not a bad looking jump from the current world overall champion. That's Martine Coleman. Taking in some speed and coming off the ramp a little bit early, and we've seen this a fair bit with the last few jumpers that they're coming off the top left-hand corner.
They are. Martin's
quite
skis
early.
split on the ramp just a little bit. Then he didn't quite get the lift that he could have gotten on jump number 1. Let's see where he cuts. He 190. So loading the right ski coming in, but see the ski split. The right ski split out a little on the jump, and that cost him some distance there. Got to stay down through the jump.
So exactly the same distance as Adam Saddlemeyer on his third jump. We're going to get the distance for Martine Coleman displayed for you up on the screen. It is a jump distance of 199 feet. It is a distance of 60.8 meters. That is marginally further than Adam Saddlemeyer's last jump of 199. Just marginally.
And in the scheme of things, that might make a difference. You never know.
Yeah. But Adam Saddlemeyer jumped 204 feet as his best jump distance. So that one is the one that comes into the play. And this is the 2020 Malibu Open being pulled by Malibu. And this is Martine Coleman from the Czech Republic trying to harness the power of that 6.2 liter monsoon engine. 343. Ooh, and look
Martin
at that.
had a lot of speed in them, but he was a little late to the jump.
Just a little bit. Using the release mechanism, the passing round the left-hand corner of the ramp. Those of you watching jumping and thinking it is dangerous, well, the plain fact of it is. But There are our sponsors. We got Masterline Radar, Zero Off, and Eagle, along with DB Skis, along with Outer Armor Babes, D3, along with Good and Acme, our sponsors of the 2020 Malibu Open. Thank each of those entities very, very much indeed. And going back to my original point, yes, jumping is dangerous. We try to mitigate that as much as we can with the jumpsuits, the helmets, and all the safety apparati in place. But there are certain release mechanisms that the jumpers can utilize, especially the refusal, going around the bottom left-hand corner, just letting go of the handle and skiing around the bottom left-hand corner, using the momentum generated to safely avoid hitting the ramp in an unsafe position. All right, then, there is our list. We are on Martine Coleman, the 7th skier down. Then we've got Emil Ritter, Dorian Llewellyn, Jack Critchley, the Mirandas, Hermanos Miranda. And we've got some other competitors to go as well, among them Freddie Krueger, Ryan Dodd, and Igor Morozov. So, all right, now, Martine Coleman.
He's kind of put himself in a hole. He got a 199 opener, passed on the second one. He's got to put it together here and try to beat that 204.
All right, let's see what he can unload with. Better. Yes.
Maybe a little longer.
That's it. That's it. He got the jump. He got the jump that he was looking for. Came off the turn, was as solid as a rock off that turn. Now, one of the things that I saw with Martine Coleman as he was training with Jay Bennett, and I'm sure that Jay along the shoreline here would have told him, is to try and not rock back on the skis prior to the turn. Try and put some more weight over the front of skis. Allow them to turn naturally. Be lighter.
There you go, right there. It shows it. Really loading it up, getting his direction, and right into the bottom. Look at the float in the air. Just really technically sound. Martine Coleman.
Yep, and that is the jump that he wanted, and that is going to be reflected within this score. 204
feet. Where about the meters, Tony? Could come
Actually,
into play.
the distance that I received is in conflict with that, because the distance that was entered in with the scoring is 207, but 204. 207 is 63.2 meters, and that gives him the lead. So we'll get confirmation of that. But on the water, another skier that's currently training over at Bennett's Water Ski and Wakeboard School in Zachary, Louisiana.
Looks like Emil Ritter on the water. Like Tony said, he's trains down in Zachary at Bennett Ski School. Host of the U.S. Nationals this year. We really appreciate the Bennett's crew for stepping up and hosting the Nationals.
Okay, we have a correction on that jump for Martine Coleman. It was 62.3 meters. It's 204 feet. It's, if you're wondering who has the tiebreaker between Adam Saddlemeyer and Martine Coleman, it's Martine Coleman by 0.2 of a meter. Adam Saddlemeyer 62.1, Martine Coleman 62.3.
Wow.
All right, here we go. Emil Ritter. Training, as we mentioned, over at Bennett's Water Ski School. Oh, no! Oh, my word. My word alive.
Oh, they need to get on him.
Yeah, I think that he's holding he's trying to stabilize his head and trying to recover from that. That was brutal. Oh, my word. Ooh.
I don't know exactly what happened there. He
Well,
looked pretty good going
looks
in.
like, oh my word, looks like we got the backboard out, and
Yeah,
we like
that's
we
a
said,
good
like
precaution.
yeah, it is a good precaution. We got some on point people on the shoreline.
Very, very, very trained safety staff, and you saw how quick the swimmers got to him. He is conscious, and
All right. Well, while we see him recover, we'll take a look at this jump and see where it went pear shaped for him. Well, obviously it wasn't going to go pear-shaped for him right off this turn, but we'll see what he does right off the turn here. Now,
it happened immediately.
Handle came up high, dropped it down, which is decent, which is good. Now, well, look at.
Oh, he was late.
No, that left ski crossed over the right.
Yeah. He was late.
Oh, my word.
But the good news is he lost both skis. He didn't take the skis with him, which is better for the legs.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he would have sustained too much in the way of a leg injury, which is like the worst thing that a jumper wants to have happen.
Yeah, his right ski did not get on the ramp.
Well, let's see if we could take a look at this from another angle, if we possibly could. Now that left ski is on top of the right, and just he went up the ramp on his shoulder, on his knees.
But like I said, the good news is he left both his skis behind him.
And he actually held onto the handle for a good portion of it as well, so it actually assured that he was away from his jump skis, because that's another thing as well. You don't want to land on top of your jump skis if you are falling or crashing.
That's a scary one.
You like that? Like those camera views now?
I'm not sure as a jumper I like to see that, but they've got Emil up there, and he appears to be stable and conscious, and
looks like he took a hit in the face, and and he went in face first as well, which means the helmet could have done a little bit of damage too to the bridge of the nose. But I tell you what,
look how
exactly.
Are on him.
2 seconds.
That's a testament of the safety crew we have here. Getting on them, getting out there to them quickly. That's Austin Rogers, I do believe. And
the boat came in pretty quickly as well. So whoever's at the helm of that towboat was certainly Mr. Johnny on the spot.
So that's good. Emil's standing up. He's checking out his facilities there, and they're going to check him out. I'm sure very shook up, and when you hit the water that hard on your face, it's going to be.
And you know something. I mean, things happen that quick. I mean, he tried to recover that jump. He tried his best, and he knew that he was crashing almost as soon as he hit the bottom right-hand corner. So he at least had the presence of mind to hold onto the handle and pull himself away, keep the pull away from his jump skis, which could have been a lot more harmful. All right, folks, this is the 2020 Malibu Open. We're going to return with some more jumping right after this.
It's not the size of your engine, it's the amount of torque you're cranking out that really matters. That was the driving factor behind Malibu's new line of direct injection engines. It's not about how fast you can run down the lake. That's horsepower. It's about getting out of the hole quickly and consistently with a boat full of ballast and friends. And that is all about torque curve. The Monsoon M5 and M6DI were tailored by Malibu for water sports. This means maximum power is delivered early in the torque curve to give you a boat that never bogs down. On top of that, Malibu's custom tailor gear ratios act as torque multipliers to deliver even more power. Since Malibu develops and builds its own engines, all of it's customized down to the prop for each and every one of our models. Whether you're going for another buoy or creating a swell that makes the ocean jealous, if you want to experience the next generation of Malibu power, contact your local dealer to get out on the water today.
All right, we're back. We're seeing a view along the shore side, and looks like we got some medical personnel along the shore, I think.
That's Dr. Lutz. He is an orthopedic surgeon out of Jacksonville, Illinois, and
If there's one person that you want to have on the
A
shoreline,
handy guy to have around.
yes, indeed. I think he's just trying to put some kind of chiropractic procedure. I don't know. I'm thankfully I've never sustained an injury that bad to where it needed that kind of attention. So
He's checking all the facilities out and bones, and Dr. Lutz's children are
he's walking.
There's jumpers too.
Well, I think he's in shock more than anything else, if we're being honest.
How could you not be? He's checking out knees and ankles. That's a normal protocol, but it looks like Emil is stable, and I'm sure there could be a concussion involved here.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Robert Ritter's going to be on the phone pretty darn quick. He's probably watching this from Chile, and
well, to relieve him, the safety crew was there quickly, and it appears that Emil is okay. We're going to see this again. I don't know that I want to watch this again.
Well, for those of you that are just joining us and wondering why there is a bit of a pause, well, this is the reason why. And your friend said that he got kind of buffeted off the second week.
Said he stepped down in the trough, if you will, and it threw his shoulders forward. Yep.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Right there.
So that's the impact that hurt right there. Took it on the head and the shoulder. Probably as good a place as you could I mean, the shoulder certainly.
Well, I've seen a fair amount of crashes at my time, and that one's got to be one of the doozies.
I just got a text from Dr. John Carter, and he said the same thing. He said that may have been the worst crash you'd ever seen.
Aside from Carl Dameyer at the 2011 Collegiate Nationals in Zachary, where he actually came off the second wake, tripped up over his ski, and got catapulted into the ramp head first.
Man, I didn't get to see that one, but I'm glad I didn't. But we're back in action here. I hate to be Dorian Llewellyn, but he is a seasoned competitor, and, he's looking
he's like
something.
Yeah, like looking at Dorian Llewellyn, like saying, "How's your day going?" Wow. Dorian Llewellyn from Canada actually represented Austria for a fair while before he decided to lock in his citizenship to Canada.
He could represent Austria or the United States or Canada, I do believe.
Yes, yeah, he could do that. But he's now representing the University of Louisiana at Lafayette as a grad student.
That's right. He went to Rollins College.
Yeah, went
with
to
my
Rollins.
daughter's down there, and she just missed getting to ski with Dorian.
Indeed. All right. So
here we go. Dorian Llewellyn, jump number one. Got to go out and
an
erase. You got to erase what you just saw.
Yes. How can you unsee that? Well, we're going to see. This is Dorian Llewellyn. Unloads on jump number one.
Nerves of steel.
There you go. That's as good a response as you'll find out there. And Garrett Llewellyn, an absolute legend in the sport, is his coach along the shoreline. So I'm sure he will benefit from his experience. Now the jump that he sustained in 2015 was a doozy.
It was
too.
a pretty good crash.
Yeah, it was.
He's got some jump crash stories to tell, no doubt.
Yeah.
Dorian's father. Let's see what he does here. He really out wide, up on his skis nicely. Just drops into a turn and lets the boat get going with him. Loading into the bottom. Nice opening jump for Dorian. Look at that lift off the top and just laying out over those skis, getting some of that wind under his skis. Very nice. Let's see what that distance is coming up. 2:09, right into the lead. How's that for reacting to that crash, Tony?
How about them apples?
How about them apples? Exactly.
There we go. That's 2:09. That vaults him straight into the lead.
Where are we in the running order? That's probably close enough to get him to tomorrow, isn't it?
With 7 skiers remaining, yes, it is.
There we go. So he punched his ticket. The rest is just practice. He could be looking for some seeding, trying to get a little farther. Because how well you do today affects your seeding for tomorrow, obviously.
All right, let's have a look and see. 7 competitors remain after Dorian Llewellyn. He is your leader. Right now with 2:09. Here he comes.
Oh, he split on the jump a little bit.
Wow.
Another nice jump, but I don't think it's all he had. I was looking at the jump when he hit it, and his ski split a little bit on the jump.
But I tell you what, he just has that uncanny ability to recover from something like that and just use that wind to, like, send him up like a kite, you know? I mean, he's a light enough skier.
You think any of that's genetic? That ability to just make it happen? Here we go. Let's watch here. See the replay of this. And we can see coming in. He's not too late. Very nice. Loading up and going down the lake. Off the lipstick cam. I like that.
All right, then. So that jump there, I believe, is the distance coming through any moment now. It is 2:05, 205, so not a bad jump to come back with. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, he did leave something back there, you know, and probably wasn't enough to close in that 4-foot gap between jump number 1 and jump number 2. But
I don't have the information from what is Dorian's average? What does he come in here with? A 215, 220?
Something like
I wish I had that information in front of me.
Something like that. I mean,
but all that's out the window here because this is a tournament. We got to do it here.
Yep.
So let's see what he puts
get it
together
done.
on jump 3. Like you said, this is a very interesting setup here. It's not the norm. You're not going to get wide on the 6.
Nope.
Dorian brought it down the lake a little bit.
Ooh.
Decided to go around that one.
Pass.
He's just looking at how late he could get for tomorrow.
Yeah, he's good. He'll ski up the shore, and there you go. Decent effort there from Dorian Llewellyn.
Good job.
Yeah, like his style.
Come
you know?
on.
No, certainly not the premium ideal setup for jumping. I mean, you've got the wind. I mean, you got all of that, but you've got the staggered course, and like my mum used to say, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. I like it. I like it. Yeah, this is perfect conditions though. The wind, if you're just joining us, it's blowing right straight out of the east, and it could not be a more down the lake headwind. Here at Trophy Lakes, like Tony said, it was built for slalom, but they've adapted it for jump. And one of the main things is you can't get wide at the 600-foot buoy. It's just kind of a medium width there.
So, you ever remember what happened here in '97?
I do not.
Do you know a jumper named Stefan Wild? German jumper, silver
do.
speed suit,
I do
on the
not.
Pro Tour. He actually ended up along the bank there because he actually called his right jump ski as he was.
The counter cut.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, no.
That was amusing.
I bet. Jack Critchley on the water, our next skier. He is our number 6 seed skier.
Yes, indeed. And trying to fully recover from that injury he sustained last year at the 2019 World Championships. He actually dislocated a hip on that jump. And
that's not a fast injury to recover from.
No, absolutely not. But if someone is determined enough to fully recover from that, it is none other than Jack Critchley, who comes to us from originally from Lincoln in the United Kingdom.
Jack trains. He's trained down in Florida now, right?
Yeah, he spends a good portion of his time in Florida, but he does return to the United Kingdom on occasion. Actually does a bit of construction work from time to time.
Here we go. Jump number 1, Jack Critchley. Let's see what he puts together. The lead right now, 209, held by Dorian Llewellyn.
Jump number 1. Yeah, there you go. Good effort.
He, too, was a little early. I was looking at the jump when he hit it, and he had a good cut, but he had to let up on his cut just a little bit. Cost him some distance there.
Yes, indeed. And Jack Critchley coming to us courtesy of a family of jumpers. Steve Critchley, who was the one-time European jump champion from 2011. Will Critchley, who is a jumper that can definitely hold his own. And Jack Critchley, the more well-known of the Critchley family jumping. Little bit weighty on that left ski though, but managing to recover that jump well enough to sail down. And that's probably going to be in the 190s, 200 foot range, I would say. So we'll see the distance for Jack Critchley in just a moment. I believe the distance, according to my communication, is a 196.
So 196 on jump 1 for Jack. It'll be on the screen in a minute.
All right, so it is 196, and that is equivalent to 60.3 meters for those of you across the United Kingdom and Europe that understand metric more than feet and inches. Here we go. This is Jack Critchley. Jump 2.
There it is.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a big
Bumps
one.
that jump.
That's a big one.
Yes, indeed. And the other aspect of this facility as well is because that island comes up on you very, very quickly the further you jump.
You got to throw the brakes on. You see them doing the snow plow when they land a lot of times.
Yes, indeed.
Jack brought it down on this one a little bit. He brought his cut down, but he didn't panic out of the turn. He stayed with it and let the boat get in the course and really pull him down the lake. If you can see when he contacts the ramp here, he gets it all off the top. Jack Critchley, jump number 2. Loading that right ski, coming in right there. Boom. This is nice having all these camera angles, the lipstick camera, if you will.
And there you go, and there we see towards the end Jack Critchley throwing out the anchor, just trying to arrest that speed coming into the landing. 214 feet, that is 65.1 meters. 214 feet.
So longest jump of the day right
there.
It
is,
Jack
yeah.
Critchley.
That puts him in the lead and puts him through to the next round of the competition at this same time. And jumping off the 6 foot ramp height, or 1.8 meters high, there he is, Jack Critchley, are currently among our top 8 right now. 8 advance through to the next round of the competition, and Jack Critchley set to be one of them.
What do you do here? Do you get a look at it and balk? Do you try to go bigger? Proceeding as you can't win today.
I'll take a look. I would honestly take a look. I mean, it's not worth risking taking a jump just for pure vanity. It will just take a look at this.
That
Maybe
might
not.
be longer.
Maybe not.
He might like the practice.
Yeah. Now, I mean, the approach varies between skier and skier. I mean, a lot of skiers that I know now, knowing that they've made it through to the next round of the competition, will want to take a sighter at that jump and just take a look and see how much they can push it without actually committing themselves to the jump.
And that might have been what he was doing, but when he got through the second wake, he might have said, well, I'm in pretty good shape here. Let's just hit it. Really getting some good lift off the top of that jump. Leaning on those skis.
All right, so the distance coming through any moment now. It's that jump isn't as long as his second. That third jump is 211 feet, 211. So there you see the best jump distance is 214 feet. All right.
Moving on to Chile now.
Yes, indeed. The first of Los Hermanos Miranda.
Los Hermanos.
The brothers Miranda. Rodrigo on the water right now. And he's jumped to all levels, you know, in junior and open, and it even jumps at senior level now. He actually competed at the World Under 35 Championships about a season or two ago at his home site.
Age is he?
Yeah.
How old is he?
Well, if he's in the over 35s.
He's over 30. I thought you said under 35.
Yeah, in the over 35. So
okay.
He competed
He's
there.
35 or greater then.
Exactly. So that kind of gives you an idea. And competed at his home site in those championships a season or two ago. And yes, indeed, my name's Tony Lightfoot. This is Tommy Newman. He comes to us out of Lake Pryor, Tennessee. Is that correct?
That's it.
Yes, indeed. The the home for the World University Trophy some years back.
Yeah.
That was in 1997.
Yeah.
All right, here we go now. This is Rodrigo Miranda.
Rodrigo back on his heels just a little bit coming into the ramp there.
Barreled into that jump with a heck of a lot of speed, but the control just was not there. I wonder if he, being a fellow Chilean skier, is like mentally affected by Emil Ritter's effort. I don't know.
If anybody saw that jump, they're going to be mentally affected by it. I know I
indeed. Don't care who you are.
So we'll watch Rodrigo here. He really brings it down pretty far for jump number 1, but kind of sitting back a little bit at the jump and
just getting pulled back onto his heels. And it's a 186. The distance I hear is coming through right now.
So Rodrigo got some work to do to move it up to that 2:14 mark.
All right, so here we go. That's 56.8 or 180 feet.
So let's see what adjustments he makes on jump number 2. Rodrigo Miranda from Chile.
All right, here we go. Jump 2. Let's see what he's got. Holy moly, yes. Nicely done. And one of his supporters along the shoreline, a nice little fist bump there.
They liked it.
Yes, indeed.
Man, you can see how close they are to the shore. That's got to be 6 inches deep.
Yeah, those
right
fins
there.
must be rattling on top of the hidden palmetto tree stumps.
Yeah. So a nice jump for Rodrigo Miranda, waiting on the distance, but a nice jump. It really got some pull down the lake there.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Just absolutely sending it.
You can see where he lands in relation to the nose of the boat.
And boom, right there.
Yeah. So, yeah, jumping right into the lead with jump number 2 at 2:17, Tony. Nice job. We'll get the metric equivalent of that.
66.2. So 66.2 meters is the metric equivalent, 66.2.
So here we go. Now he's in the lead. Again, we figure out what the strategy is. Is he going to try to go longer and bigger or just kind of take a look at it? We'll see in a minute. Rodrigo Miranda, your leader, with 5 skiers to go, I do believe.
All right, here we go. Can he go over 2:17? Not on that one, I think. He went with that strategy.
That's right.
Taking a long, hard look at that jump and deciding whether to take it or not, or maybe his plan was, okay, let's see if I can push this a little further. I'm not committing myself to the jump, but let's see if I can, rein in the power of this boat and see what happens. All right. 2:17 is best. And now we go from Rodrigo Miranda to Felipe Miranda.
Those guys used to train down at Santa Rosa Beach at Corey Pickus, but they're down somewhere in Central Florida now, aren't they?
Yeah, and actually Rodrigo Miranda has spent a little bit of his time training over at Bennett's and Zachary for the last few days.
That's if you need to get some quality 3-event training, Zachary, Louisiana is a place to go.
Yes, indeed. Not too far outside the city of Baton Rouge, city steeped in history itself, and much like Charleston, South Carolina. And yeah, I had the opportunity to come here about a day or so before and toured the USS Yorktown.
Isn't that a fun tour?
It is indeed. I mean, looking at the World War II Korean War aircraft carrier, you know, and also took a trip out to Fort Sumter, which is where the first shots of the American Civil War took place.
Indeed, it is.
Yep.
Right here in the low country of South Carolina.
Oh, yes, indeed. And there's our lipstick camera, and there is our leaderboard. Rodrigo Miranda, 217 feet. Jack Critchley, 214. Dorian Llewellyn, 209. And Martine Coleman, 204.
So what's on the bubble right now? What, 201?
Well, with 5 skiers to go, including Felipe Miranda, obviously the top 3 are through.
Okay,
so
there we go.
So we got 4 skiers remaining after Felipe Miranda, obviously 5 with.
Here we go, Felipe Miranda, jump number 1 from Chile. Let's see what he puts together here.
All right, let's see what he's got. See what he can unload with.
Very nice opening jump.
Yes, love that jump. Not a bad opener. Might actually be the longest opening jump that we've seen, and it would be, and if it was, it would be ahead of Dorian Llewellyn's opening jump of 209. So they're sending it.
So yeah, Felipe really loaded up good. Just a nice, technically sound jump. A little over on his left ski, off the top of the jump. And there we have Emil Ritter. He's standing up, and they're checking him out. Looks like no broken bones or anything, but
He's mobile.
very shook up, I'm sure.
Opening jump for Felipe Miranda, 211. That is the longest opening jump that we've seen. The lead score is 217 feet, so he's only 6 feet shy.
And the thing about that one, Tony, is that jump looked pretty easy for him. He wasn't working real hard to get that.
So, fair to say he's through to the next round of the competition. Now, so what do you do at this point? You've jumped enough to advance. You got 2 jumps remaining.
I'd have to have one more. I'd have to take a look at it and try to get to the lead, I think.
Okay.
The jumpers in them, I guess these guys are seasoned, though. They've been at it a while. I think the competitor in them makes him want to hit it. And he's going around
and
he waited pretty
taking a
late to let
pass
go.
on that one. We'll see if he's good to go for jump number 3. But Felipe Miranda has had to do a heck of a lot of traveling within the last few days. Had to address a family emergency in Santiago de Chile that needed him to fly back to Chile from the United States. Ooh, and
nice little athletic move right there to change skis and not hit the corner of the ramp. Probably not the first time he's done that.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's an experienced campaigner. And, yeah, I'm sure it's been explained to him that that opening jump of 64.2 meters or 211 feet is enough for him to advance. So he's not going to pressure himself too much to take jump number 3. He's not going to commit himself to it. The jump score needed to advance is 204, and he's already achieved that.
It takes a certain mentality to be a jumper, and that mentality that pushes you to want to hit it and want to go and want to get big distance. But these guys all know that there's no check riding today. There's no winning today, so he's already achieved his goal for today is get to tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. He's certainly under no pressure to hit the jump, but if it looks good and feels good, he'll probably take it. Here at the 2020 Malibu Open, if you just tuned in, it's been a perfect day of skiing. We've had open men and open women slalom qualifying and seen some amazing slalom. And now we're in open men jump qualifying and down to the number 5 seed skier out of 16, I believe.
All right. Coming in, jump number 3. All right, so what does one do when you've got a 211-foot jump that's good enough to make it through to the next round of the competition? You take jump number 3, that's what you do.
And it's a good one.
There you go. Decent effort, having to throw the anchor out and get the line tightened. And now, back in the day, I mean, in order to land a jump and to have it scored, you had to tighten up that line and actually physically ski out. Now, all you need to do is basically acknowledge that you have control of that jump at the end, and then you could chuck the handle.
There you go.
You know?
They're not going to ask anybody to ski up on the island down there.
No, indeed not.
Let's see what Felipe does here. Very good lift off the top. Watch how long he still goes up and really getting the float and landing way ahead of the boat. You can really hear that 6.2 Malibu getting on these jumpers as they head into the ramp.
All right, that last jump, 214 feet, that puts him in second behind another Miranda. Miranda. There you go. 217 for Rodrigo, 214 for Felipe. So I'm sure that's plenty of copy for our good friend, their top sport representative from Chile to write about. They're certainly on point with their public relations and their reporting of their major skiers in and around the world. They normally have someone traveling with them, writing copy, and for like the Chilean Water Ski Federation, so it gets distributed to the national press and for TV and all for those purposes. And I'm sure that providing some good positive.
Two brothers making the cut.
Exactly. Might want to gloss over the
Emil Ritter, yeah.
But
you can put him in there for toughness.
It happens. It happens. All right, then. Here we go. Igor Morozov, the defending jump champion from Moscow in Russia. Now, I'm guessing that within the course of this pandemic, it's a lot. It's a lot for skiers to stay motivated to actually compete, considering that there are very few competitions. Igor, I spoke to him a little bit earlier on, and this is essentially his first tournament of the year since everything shut down in March. Here we go. Ooh, and a little bit of a hop and a skip and a jump and a pass for Igor Morozov.
Does Igor spend his time in this off season or the pandemic season in Moscow, or has he been in Florida?
He's been in the States for a good while. I think I'm not too sure what his status is in regards to green cards and what that holds for him. I do actually believe that he's in possession of one, which would give him leave to stay in the United States for as long as he wants to. Igor Morozov, he's been up and around the top competitors in the world of men's pro jumping, just needing that little bit extra, that little bit of lanyap, as we say in South Louisiana, that little extra to get past the likes of Freddie Krueger and Ryan Dodd, who you see down there. Now, Igor Morozov, the defending champion in 2019, certainly a credible effort there. Jumping well in excess of 200 feet to actually get to that title. So his first major pro win there. But obviously, a lot of people like thinking, the only reason why he won is because Freddie came into the event injured and he couldn't. It wasn't at his best. Now he's eager to come back and see if he can prove all those doubters wrong by coming through with some distance to put him towards the top of the heap. Let's have a look, Tommy.
All right, here we go. Let's see what he does. He looked like he could have been a little late on the last one. Maybe jumped on it a little hard and the boat got ahead of him. Igor Morozov, jump 2. There it is.
Nicely done.
That looks like it was a pretty nice jump.
Yep.
Not quite maybe in that 217 range, but got a lot of pull off the top of the jump.
Okay, I know you think that was 210, but it's 211 feet. I have no idea who caught Felipe, but it was 211 feet. I'm sure you're very happy with that. That's enough to get it into the final round.
Okay, so that was 200, a shade over 200 feet. Yes, it's 211 feet. It's 64.3. That puts him 10 centimeters ahead of Felipe Miranda's second best jump. Felipe Miranda jumped 214 feet, and he is currently in second place, which means that Igor Morozov, with his jump of 211 feet, 64.3, is actually in fourth place because Jack Critchley is there in third with the same distance of 211, but 10 centimeters further.
So is that going to be the difference in the cut?
No, he's through to the next round.
Yeah, that's good.
He's through.
So
We've got 3 skiers remaining.
The leading score, 217, and here we go. Igor Morozov coming in for jump 3.
All right, so Igor Morozov. 3 competitors remain after him. Here he comes. Oh, that's a dandy of a jump there. Good effort. Good speed. Does he land? Yes, he does. He establishes that he is in skiing position.
Skiing position.
Yes, indeed.
So right away, making a nice turn off the 6, getting up on the boat, standing very tall. You can see really on his toes good. Like you said, Tony, letting the skis come around naturally. Getting loaded up from the boat. And right up the middle of the jump where you want to be.
Ooh, getting a lot of pull off the top of the jump and staying well forward over those skis.
So 208, so 211 will be his long jump. Plenty enough to get into the final round tomorrow.
All right, then. So 211, 64.3 meters, just 10 feet shy of Jack Critchley. It puts him in fourth place with 3 competitors left to go, including Taylor Garcia, who is on the water. Whomever is in the top 5 right now, and that includes Dorian Llewellyn and Igor Morozov. They're through to the next round of the competition. So essentially, anyone that's jumped beyond Emil Ritter at this point has qualified through to the next round of the competition.
Yeah.
So much for the notion of being distracted by that crash.
So Taylor Garcia on the water from Winter Garden, Florida. Taylor, very formidable force in jumping now, up and coming jumper, and established himself as an excellent open men's jumper.
Yes, indeed. He's won jumping accolades in pretty much every division in United States national competition, and then has even replicated that at world level, juniors, under 21s. Let's see what he can do here. Nice. There you go. Good push into that jump. Establishes himself as a...
I believe that's enough to make the cut right there.
I would think so. Anything over the jump distance of 204, it would be enough to make it through, I would say.
Watch the acceleration here. He really holds the boat and accelerates. He accelerated out of the turn as fast as anybody.
There you go. Up and over.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice one.
Nice
Very
looking
nice
jump.
We'll see what the distance is momentarily.
As Freddie Krueger is waiting along the shore on the dock. All right, 2:14. Yeah, he's through.
So Taylor Garcia doing what it needed to do to get to tomorrow's cut. So here
Okay,
again, we'll see what he does.
All right.
2 and 3.
All right, take a look at this. Taylor Garcia's put himself into third place right now by 0.1 of a meter, because Rodrigo Miranda currently in the lead with 2:17. Felipe Miranda with 2:14. Jack Critchley with 2:14. And Jack Critchley,
And Taylor Garcia with 2:14.
yeah, with 2:14. Exactly. Jack Critchley and Taylor Garcia are actually tied on metric right now with 65.1. Oh, I'm passing that one up.
Well, as we get down to the business end of open men jump qualifying, the conditions have held perfect through this whole event. It's been a steady headwind all the way. Jumper's dream. And we've got Taylor Garcia coming back in for jump number 3 with a 2:11 scoring jump. 2:14 scoring jump. And 1 to go. We'll see what his strategy is for tomorrow as well. Let's see if he tries to get more distance onto that for seeding, or takes that and goes to the house.
All right then. So, with a few skiers remaining on this list, actually 2 more skiers are remaining on this list after Taylor Garcia. We'll see what transpires. The Mirandas are certainly doing the business for Chile. At the very least, one of them is going to end up in the top 3 after the opening round. So whether it be Rodrigo or whether it be Felipe, and if Felipe ends up in third, then Rodrigo's got to be in second. So, but there you go.
So here we go. Taylor Garcia, Winter Garden, Florida. Jump number 3. He's got a 2:14 scoring jump. Let's see what he elects to do here. If he elects to take a look at it or take a swipe at it.
Seeing if he can get as close to 2:17 as possible. Here he comes, Taylor Garcia. Oh, he launches himself off that
Another
jump.
nice jump, Tony.
Yes, indeed. Just sailing that one down the lake and turning around about the 600, maybe at about 575 feet away from the jump. They're turning around about that area because the stiff head breeze. And just absolutely collects with the ramp.
All right, 2 skiers remaining. No strangers to skiing at all. The next skier on the water, arguably one of the best men jumpers ever, Freddie Krueger.
All right, so 65.9 on that last jump. It represents 216 feet for Taylor Garcia. All right, you're probably wondering how close was he to Rodrigo Miranda. The length of a ruler, about 30 centimeters.
So that puts him in second place for tomorrow's
Yeah.
seeding with 2 skiers to go.
Yes, indeed. Putting a little bit of distance between the Mirandas. But both of those are through to the next round of the competition. And we're down to our final 2 competitors in the opening round. So we've admitted 6 through to the next round of the competition. Those 6 are Llewellyn, Critchley, Miranda, Morozov, and Garcia.
So next skier off the dock, ready to go, Freddie Krueger.
All right. So yes, indeed, the one, the only Freddie Krueger.
The Nightmare.
Yes, indeed. He's won this title in 2017, 2018. Injury prevented him from really getting him on his game last season. Had to spend last season talking to me in the final. Not the most pleasant of experiences, I can assure you, but there you go.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's all right.
It's I enjoyed going to the U.S. Nationals down at Bennett's because I got to see Freddie Krueger and his wife Karen.
And they're 2 young'uns.
Chasing their kids around instead of
Yes.
worrying about their skiing, they're worrying about their children skiing, and that's great.
Yeah.
It's a great family sport, and both their children are skiing and jumping and slaloming now.
All right, so Freddie Krueger is the 2nd seed in this event. Let's see what he can uncork. Former world jump record holder.
So the lead 217, right?
Yep, 217 feet. About as accomplished a water ski jumper as you will ever find in this sport. This is Freddie Krueger. This is opening jump. Yeah, there you go. That's it. He got the height. He got the extension off the jump. Had a little bit of float as well. So just toying with that jump, I would imagine.
Just technically sound skiing, Freddie Krueger. Nobody gets lift like Freddie does. He really kind of starts right here at the turn, up on top of his skis good, and just kind of coming around the corner, as you can see here, getting set up and letting the boat pull him, and then building this acceleration right here. Unbelievable.
It's indeed. And just look at the extension off the top of the jump.
So waiting on a distance for jump number 1 for Freddie Krueger. He's a number 2 seed skier. Open men jump qualifying. They're going to take 8 out of 16 to the final round, and I'm pretty sure that just punched Freddie's card for the next round as they pull the boat up at the end of the lane.
Yeah, I think something is wrong. I'm not too sure what it is, but
we'll find out momentarily.
Now, in the modern era of jumping, I mean, like fast times and stuff like that is almost totally unheard of. If you got a setup, if a boat is properly set up and everyone is jumping good,
it's pretty well dialed in.
It's pretty well dialed in, so you can almost negate the whole notion that a technical delay is for that reason. We got a little bit of a measuring delay. So normally, in this instance, it would be a measuring, something to do with the jump measuring system. They'll probably just have to wind back and give us the distance retroactively.
And they'll give the skier the option. Do you want to know your distance? We can sit here and wait till we find out, or we can go ahead. And I'm pretty sure Freddie said, let's go. He knew it was a pretty good jump, and he'll take another.
Yes, indeed. Let's have a look and see what Freddie can uncork on jump number 2.
From Winter Garden, Florida. Like Tony said, arguably the best men's jumper ever.
And originally from Decatur in Illinois, from the Midwest, where he learned how to ski, where he was taught how to ski as member of a family. Oh, and passing up on jump number 2.
The wind gusted up just a little bit. I don't know if that made any difference or in his timing or not, but it did. Kind of a gust of wind came up right when he was headed to the ramp.
So Freddie Krueger, or as he's formerly known, Frederick August Krueger IV.
Frederick August Krueger IV. I did not know that.
Yes, indeed.
I didn't know he was from Illinois.
Oh yeah. He's originally skied at the pits.
People
interested in tournament
skiing
over there. That still exists over there just outside Decatur.
Dean Chappell and Company.
Absolutely, and also Fred and Rose Krueger as well, and along with the remainder of that family, Laurie Krueger, Laurie Covington now, and Julie Krueger, who now continue to ski in Texas, where they've moved there and established families.
Just another story of a family of water skiing. It is a family sport, and now Freddie's kids are skiing, and I get to go and ski with my daughter, and it's a treat, I can tell you, to have your family out there when you ski.
All right, opening jump there. We got the distance 2:11. That puts Freddy Krueger into the next round of the competition, but not in the position that we're accustomed to seeing him.
What he's normally capable of doing. We'll see what he puts together here. See if he changes that seating. I know Freddy, he can do it. Let's see what he puts together here on jump number 3. Freddy Krueger, number 2 seed, Malibu Open men's qualifying.
Here we go. He's not going to win this event here and now, but he's certainly going to try and improve his seeding to put himself in a better position to win the event.
Another beautiful jump. I don't know if it's long enough to do that, but it looked very good. As you see the replay of Freddy here, getting out wide on the boat.
So Freddy Krueger currently lying in 6th place right now. We're on the basis of his opening jump. He passed on jump number 2. We'll get the distance on jump number 3 shortly.
Okay, as we all know, Freddy Krueger doesn't disappoint. A 2:20, putting him in the lead with Ryan Dodd to go.
So a good-looking jump by Freddy, waiting on the distance. I believe it's better. We'll see momentarily. Oh, yes, Tony, 220 feet.
Yeah, as I've said before, how about them apples?
He doesn't disappoint.
All right, he's through to the next round. Well, he's through to the next round on jump number 1.
So he can do no worse than the 2nd seed.
So Freddy Krueger's just vaulted himself from 6th all the way up to 1st in the space of one jump. But one jumper stands in his way. The current world champion, actually 3-time world jump champion, current Masters jump champion, 3-time Masters jump champion. I think he might have actually gotten more than those 3 titles. He's certainly one of the greatest jumpers that we've certainly seen, and certainly the best jumper that we know of today. His name is world record holder Ryan Dodd. One of only 2 jumpers ever to go over 250 feet.
Wow.
And he currently holds the world record at 254.
Man, I can't imagine.
So, and Ryan Dodd, who actually secured this title in 2016. And Ryan Dodd, over the last few seasons, has taken a rather considered approach with his jumping and with his skiing on a typical season, realizing the dangers and the perils associated, and just trying to limit the amount of times that he actually goes out there and competes and puts himself in potential peril. And in most instances, by about this time, he normally shuts it down and calls the season after the World Championships. But he is here right now.
There's money on the line here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's got to pay for diapers. Here he comes. Here comes Ryan Dodd. Jump number 1.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there you go. And his is a totally different style of jumping.
He really pulls hard coming into the bottom of that jump.
he tensions up that rope. He comes off the turn absolutely solid as a rock, and he tries to physically stretch that rope to the point that by the time he actually hits the jump and extends, that rope is providing him with a lot of his distance and height.
Look at the load right here at the bottom.
Absolutely.
Man.
Just there you go.
So waiting on the distance for jump number 1. It's going to be a nice one. I don't think it's going to be 220, but a nice opening jump. We'll see what it is here.
And the distance coming through is a 2:15, so the jumpers through to the next round of the competition, in no particular order, are going to be Dorian Llewellyn, Jack Critchley, Rodrigo Miranda, Felipe Miranda, Igor Morozov, Taylor Garcia, Freddy Krueger, and our final jumper through is Ryan Dodd with 2:15. So 2 more jumps to come. Ryan Dodd, I believe, has vaulted himself into, 3rd place right now?
215, yes.
Yeah, with 2:15 right now. So Krueger, Miranda.
Actually 4th place.
Yeah, actually in 4th place, I beg your pardon. Garcia slots in 3rd. In 4th place is Dodd. But he has 2 jumps remaining. Let's see what he can do with them.
And Ryan Dodd, an incredibly strong skier. If you see Ryan out here, you understand how he can hold on to that kind of angle. He is strong.
Let's see what he's got. Oh, look at that. Just look at that. Sailing his way down the lake. It's a similar looking jump, but is the distance going to be any better? We are going to be in for a treat with the jump final tomorrow, and you guys are better stay tuned for that.
Better come back, yes. So really loading it up right here. Watch the load. He can push his ankles forward and still hold that boat. Oh.
All right, there you go. That is Ryan Dodd, and just absolutely pummeling that jump. We're going to get the distance officially in a moment, but I tell you what, he's providing ample challenge for Freddy Krueger because that second jump is 221 feet. It is 67.3 meters, and if you're wondering about the metric on that, Freddy Krueger jumped 67.1, Ryan Dodd jumped 67.3. 20 centimeters.
20 centimeters. So
all right, so Dodd's in there.
As advertised, this open men jump qualifying doesn't let down. These guys are going, and they know that there's no winning today, so there's no sense in going at it full blow.
All right, you're through to the next round of the competition. You got top seed. You want to take a poke at this, or do you want to see how late you can go without committing yourself to the jump?
We'll see.
Here he comes.
Oh, my.
Yeah, he takes a poke at it, but I think that jump isn't going to be quite as far.
I don't think it's as much. No,
No.
He lost a little on the jump.
All right, then. We still have some more jumping to come. We've got the youth jumping competitions, under 21 and under 17. That's going to come in a few moments, but we're taking a look at Ryan Dodd's last jump here in the opening round. Looking strong, just absolutely pummels that jump.
Like he might have come off his edge a little early on that one. Might have been a little early at the jump. But he will be the number 1 seed going into tomorrow.
All right, so that last jump for Ryan Dodd is a 212, so that's not going to make any odds. But there is your leaderboard after round 1. It's going to be Dodd, Krueger, Miranda Rodrigo, Garcia, Miranda Felipe, Jack Critchley, Igor Morozov, and Dorian Llewellyn. They advance through to the next round. So that concludes the jumping event in the open men's division. We'll continue on with the under 21 and the under 17 jump competition. This is the Malibu Open 2020. My name is Tony Lightfoot. We've also been hearing from Tommy Newman, giving us his take on what went on with the jump event. And we will return with more action with the continuation of the 2020 Malibu Open back right after this.